November 17th, 2019 marks the 10th anniversary of Assassin's Creed 2. 10 years of Assassin's Creed 2, 10 years of the series expanding into multimedia from books to comics to a movie to a TV series in the works, action figures. I'm surprised there isn't a cartoon show yet. Spoke too soon. 10 years of visual and mechanical improvements. It's been around so long now it even got a soft reboot for the series, much like God of War 4. And what really kicked all this off was Assassin's Creed 2 in 2009. Not to discredit the first Assassin's Creed, which opened us up to this fantastic world of Templars versus Assassins that to its own merit set the series in motion in 2007, but Assassin's Creed 2 is where Ubisoft put its foot down and said, hey, let's milk it till it's dead, for good and bad. And whether you've played one or all of the Assassin's Creed games, no doubt Assassin's Creed 2 either holds a dear place in your memories or none at all, and in that case, maybe this will change your mind to go back and play it, or replay it if you've played it before. This is a retrospective of Assassin's Creed 2.
It is a good life we lead, brother.
The best. May it never change.
And may it never change us.
First revealed in 2008 with a promo video hinting at the Renaissance, we finally got gameplay in June at E3 2009, showing off new, more fluid mechanics in the now infamous flying machine section.
Shoot! Shoot the flying demon!
The combat,
Finish him! And be quick about it!
and finally an assassination and escape. Pretty good little demo, highlighting the core gameplay elements and showcasing what generally Assassin's Creed 2 should and eventually would be like. Then we finally got to play it in November, and for the most part, it delivered.
Oh, Ezio, I should have known.
May I come in?
Fine, but only for a minute.
A minute is all I need.
Indeed.
Well, wait, that came out wrong.
The story follows Ezio Auditore da Firenze.
A fine set of lungs.
And what shall we call him, my love?
Ezio. Ezio Auditore da Firenze.
From his birth all the way up to middle age, a story spanning 20 plus years of Ezio's life and journey from young noble to wise and wayward assassin.
It will not remain yours for long.
We shall see. Le miserie nascono dall'avidità. Requiescat in pace.
It's no spoiler to say that the catalyst for him becoming an assassin is the death of his father and brothers by the Templars. It's in all the marketing material, and has since become a trope of the Assassin's Creed universe. A warning note, don't get attached to any of the characters you meet in the opening hours of any Assassin's Creed game, period. Since Assassin's Creed 2, the series has followed its blueprint. Family death,
I still can't believe they are gone.
revenge, Templar conspiracy, historical figures become allies along the way.
Incredible.
Yes, it is. Tell me, do you have other pages like this?
I'm sorry, only the one.
Listen, if you ever do happen across another one of these, please, bring it to me.
You have my word.
All in an effort to bring down the Templars vying for control and power. I will say, if you are playing Assassin's Creed 2 for the first time somehow, please just make it past this part.
Do I know you from somewhere?
Don't you recognize me? It's me, Mario!
Once you get past that, it'll be smooth sailing. After Ezio's family death, he flees to the country with his sister and mother, bumping into his uncle Mario, who then montages his assassin's training and history.
One of several knightly orders formed during the Crusades. History teaches they were disbanded nearly 200 years ago in France. Only they weren't. Merely pushed underground, where they continued their nefarious work.
Ezio's growth from this
Sofferto di più! Hai avuto la fine che meritavi! Spero che
Enough, Ezio!
Meglio
To
essere
this.
felici in questa vita e aspirare a esserlo nella prossima. Requiescat in pace.
Seems a bit abrupt, but a few assassinations in and it feels like he's really growing into a person. Each mercy killing, as I'm calling it, is suited for his target, and is voice acted well. You quickly get sucked into this story because it's on a high-speed roller coaster at the start.
E tu brindis tu Messer Roberto.
You'll be learning to pickpocket and parkour your way across town in no time. The Templar conspiracy is also interesting enough to keep you hooked. It's on the backbone of history that is this series' greatest strength. There is also, sadly, a modern day aspect that I believe, from the very beginning of this series, has been letting it down. It only really serves to keep a bridge between the other games, and instead of having this modern day plot with aliens and ridiculous technology, they could have easily done Artifact of the Week storytelling. For each game, have the Apple of Eden or some other ancient MacGuffin be the item they hunt for. That simple artifact would have tied the games together, as well as some name drops here and there to keep them connected. But alas, we have this.
Baby? You mean the Animus?
Actually, I prefer Animus 2.0, since Baby's twice as awesome as anything you'll find at Abstergo. The Templars might have deeper pockets than us, but they've got no ambition, no passion, no competitive edge.
Nothing to really do about it. It's just a sour note in an otherwise decent game and series so far. So you don the hidden blade, or blades in this case, and you are well on your way to becoming an assassin. The gameplay for Assassin's Creed 2 is now commonplace amongst the series, with a bevy of activities to accomplish akin to side quests in other open world games, like races, deliveries, non-key target assassinations, you still play an assassin after all, beat-up events, and a few other activities like collecting feathers. You'll scale a viewpoint to sync with it, unlocking more of the map as you do. You'll do this over and over and over again. The task will remain the same, but something Assassin's Creed does well is that, for me anyway, I never got bored doing it. The beautiful full view of the city engulfed me once again into the Renaissance Italy setting, whereas other activities I rarely did. Mostly they are to gain money or satisfy your completionist OCD, but the repetitiveness will no doubt set in quickly. So I skipped most of them and set my goals on following the main story. It's no secret that the creative director of Assassin's Creed 2, Patrice Désilets, was also the director of the Prince of Persia Sands of Time trilogy with its mystical world and parkour elements. Those elements seeped into Assassin's Creed and are now a staple and inspiration for other games. You'll climb, jump, fall, climb again, run, grapple, and parkour your way across Renaissance Italy. There is something addicting about running across Venice rooftops and diving off of them, taking a stroll through Florence, galloping across the Tuscan countryside. The overall movement in Assassin's Creed 2 is fluid, for lack of a better word. Now, I will admit, if you've played the recent entries from like 3 onward, it might seem a bit dated. In recent entries, you are only required to push 1 button and you can climb and do everything seamlessly. 2 requires a few more buttons and contextual movements to get the momentum going. It can feel a bit archaic for today, but soon you should warm up to it just fine. I actually prefer the older way of doing it. It feels like I have more control over Ezio than the others, and although it's not perfect, when it works, it works. The achievement of momentum feels wonderful, and although you'll blunder around occasionally, falling by accident because of these somewhat clunky controls, it's hardly game-breaking. What is game-breaking, however, sad to say, is the key target assassinations themselves. Some are barely memorable. It wasn't until replaying this again that I recalled some actually happened. They are also, for the most part, kinda really linear. In a game where you can run and explore to your heart's content, the assassinations themselves keep you on a really tight leash. Climbing a tower to kill a crazed preacher, infiltrating a base, climbing more towers, variety isn't the spice of life here. No argument that some look really cool, but a handful turn into chasing them down because the somewhat clunky parkour messed you up. What should be awesome moments will no doubt turn into blundered moments, making you feel less like an assassin and more like a failed gymnast. A highlight is Carnival in Venice. You don a golden mask and have to take out a target on a boat. Mentioned earlier, you get to use Leonardo's flying machine.
Ma cos'è? Shoot! Shoot the flying demon!
To gain access to a target. It's the demo from earlier, but with more flair. You even fist fight the Pope. Yup, that happens. There's tailing missions which aren't as bad as I remember, and they are over quite quickly. The best part about Assassin's Creed 2 and its gameplay, however, is exploring Templar lairs and assassin treasure vaults. Deep beneath Renaissance Italy lies secrets, and those secrets are a joy to discover. They offer some of the best parkour sections, gorgeous visuals, and standout atmospheric moments. Assassin's Creed 2 and the entire Assassin's Creed series has always had a fantastic presentation. I love how, as you go through each year of Ezio's life and area he visits, how it loads up, giving you an overview of the area. For being an old game now, by today's standards, it still has a beautiful look regardless of its age. The Tuscan countryside, the sewers, the marshlands, all have a distinct look and feel, and even color palette. There's a day and night cycle, the townsfolk have schedules, you really do feel like you are in that time period. Assassin's Creed 2 totally sells Renaissance Italy. The cities even change and architecture pops up here and there as the years go by. I highly recommend, just as you play, turn off the HUD completely and just explore these cities. You'll thank me later. Voice acting, as I mentioned earlier, is wonderful, with Roger Craig Smith as Ezio giving a nuanced performance and really selling his growth. The rest of the cast does excellent as well.
It is my business to know everything in this city. Isn't that why you're here?
Be careful, Ezio. Do you know who that was?
My next conquest.
I don't think so, Ezio. That's Caterina Sforza, daughter of the Duca di Milano. Her husband is...
Husband?
Si, her husband is the Lord of Forli. That woman is as powerful and dangerous as she is young and beautiful.
Sempre come una donna per me.
Silenzio! Silenzio! 22 years ago, I stood where I stand now, and watched my loved ones die, betrayed by those...
AC2 was and is still one of my favorite entries in the series. It managed to fix a bunch of problems that the first Assassin's Creed had, as well as showing a bunch of other players what this series' potential was. Then Ubisoft ran it into the ground for a short period of time only to bring it back and reevaluate themselves. For you history buffs out there, it's also a great virtual tour of historic time periods. I highly recommend playing Assassin's Creed 2 as well as the rest of the Ezio series. They offer great stories and atmosphere as well as fun, for the most part, gameplay. You can't really go wrong with Assassin's Creed 2. Not to mention they go on sale for dirt cheap during the holidays.